McDonald's is also temporarily shutting its doors to some of its restaurants in China. Yahoo Finance's Heidi Chung joins us now with the details on that front. Heidi, interesting move. I mean, it's not necessarily tied to the health risks per se, but also just the logistical problems of actually getting products in there.
Right. That as well as protecting the employees of those stores, right? That's a very key concern for a lot of these companies. I reached out to McDonald's Asia and I had a spokesperson respond to me, even despite the fact that it is the Lunar New Year holiday over there, so everybody is not working. But they did respond to me in a statement saying, quote, "Since January 24th, we have suspended our business temporarily in Wuhan and its surrounding cities where local public transportation system is suspended. Staff and customer safety is our first priority, and we have comprehensive precautious measures being implemented to all restaurant operations and office staff." So, of course, these companies taking very early steps to make sure that their employees are not at risk here. But I do want to mention, when we're looking at the business that McDonald's has in China, at the end of 2018, McDonald's had 3,000 stores in China. Now, compared to the U.S., that was 13,000 stores. So that just puts things into perspective. This is five cities within that region, so it's not all of China. It's a very small percentage, and a lot of people are drawing comparisons with SARS, right? That was in 2002 and 2003. Now, things really heated up in terms of this region with SARS in March, and things started to subside in July. So I went back, poured through some earnings conference calls to see what management had to say at the time, and back in July of 2003, during the Q2 2003 earnings conference call, McDonald's management actually said that a lot of their Pacific Asia comp sales were impacted, but they saw a bounce back fairly quickly. So right now, the situation that we do have with coronavirus isn't quite as severe yet as SARS. So I think that investors should sort of wait and see what we hear from several different places like the CDC and the World Health Organization before they make any moves here in terms of investments.
Did McDonald's, in its communications so far, give any indication of whether this would have an impact similar to how you just laid out on the top and bottom line in the current quarter? Or is this something where it's just too early to tell, it's too small in the grand scheme of things given McDonald's international operations?
Right, so they made no comment on how this would impact them financially, but we do have McDonald's reporting earnings come Wednesday, January 29th before the market open, and I'm sure analysts are going to be asking a ton of questions to see what the latest is in terms of financial impact. But as of now, no news on that. I do also want to point out Yum China. Now, that is the largest restaurant company in China, so that's another company that's seeing their stock decline significantly today. But if we recall back in 2003, when the SARS situation was ongoing, the company actually saw, this was before Yum China spun off of Yum Brands. So Yum Brands saw their sales decline by 20 to 30% in just 3 weeks, but that rebounded again very quickly. So one thing I do want you guys to all keep in mind is while people are a little hesitant to dine in at specific restaurants, that actually gives a boost to delivery.
Yeah.
So that might offset some of the losses that the company does see in terms of sales.
And still, I mean, when we're talking about McDonald's, 20% of your stores in China is still sizable enough to impact all of this, especially if you have temperature screening devices in place as well. Not exactly something that makes you very hungry, I don't think. Thinking about the space around there. But Heidi Chung, thank you so much for breaking that down. Appreciate it. Hey, investors, Zack Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.